All right. Well, we're coming up to, I guess, the top of the hour. I mean, it's 8:45. So this morning, we're sitting here with not a lot. HUDI, a couple traders have been talking about this one. Maybe worth watching for a dead cat bounce, but it does have some descending resistance. Yesterday's high was 1350, so first daily candle to make a new high. Yeah, that's valid. That's a possibility. So there could be something there on that one. We'll see. I may have some guests on the morning show today, so we'll see if they give any insight into how they might trade some of these. Overall market right now moving higher on news at 8:30. CPI numbers came in at 7.7 versus 7.9. So that's fine. Nice move in the market, but I'm not trading the overall market. I'm just trading individual stocks that are moving higher, generally because they have news or they just meet the technical setup of having wildcard potential, meaning blue sky, recent IPO, recent reverse split, and squeezing up. So that's kind of my approach. I mean, the overall market, it can hurt when it's weak. The Russell 2000, obviously, small caps in general have gotten beaten up this year, just like every other sector, I suppose, except for energy. But individual stocks have still made big moves. And right now, I'm on the third best year that I've ever had in trading. So I still, I feel like I'm trading pretty well. And um, that's because I'm finding individual stocks that are moving. So I'm just looking for those individual names that are moving, and then I jump on. So HUDI, it's a little bit further down the gap scan at this point. It's up 14%. So, we've got a little bit of a gap on it, but it's not huge, 13.87. Leading gapper right now, TRVN. Well, this is actually a reverse split. These will often show on gap scanners because the split makes it appear they're a gapper, but they're not actually a gapper. MSGM, same thing here, reverse split. This one has a pre-market high of, it was around 14. You can see that blip at 14 there, pulled back. Now it's come back up there. The high was 1294. It's a pretty big candle there. So that's a wild card stock. It's worth watching. You never know. Pretty big green candle, but this red candle's pulling back a bit, so we'll just watch. Viru news, yep, was halted yesterday, resumed, and down, I don't know, whatever this is, 70%. Let's see, 56%, 70, 62%. So it's a pretty big gap down on Viru. Could you do a gap down reversal for a bounce, dead cat bounce? Yes, you could, but with higher levels of institutional ownership on some of these, I would be a little cautious on doing that. HUDI was obviously a big washout, and that did give some dip opportunities on short covering, but that was a little bit of a different setup. It was also a very extreme move. So this one doesn't quite feel exactly the same. So leaving it alone for the time being. So let's see. For those who are tuning in maybe for the first time this morning, welcome as a new member. Happy to have you. Walk you through just for a second. If you come over to Warrior Trading website, you'll see me, and you can come down to our product section. You can see trading courses, the different classes that we offer, and these are available through membership. Warrior Starter, Warrior Pro. Those are the two most popular membership levels that we have. And then you can go up to your little icon here and go to dashboard once you are a member, sign in, and then from there you can click right here and enter the chat room, which, let's see, I can enter it here. I'm already in it, I think, on my other browser, but. All right, so log into the chat room. There we go. Good morning, good morning. BWV pop. Alex, let me take a look. Traded that one a few times. It's a little lower price. priced. I don't know. Not that interested in it right now. All right, and then you can launch your simulator if you want to practice in the simulator, and you can launch the classes, and you can also attend mentor sessions as a Warrior Pro member. Today we've got a session with Jess at 11 a.m. on the calendar, and then Hamang has classes that he's going to start at 12 p.m. No, actually today says mentor session, and then Friday will be classes. So Hamang has a mentor session at 12 p.m. where he'll be talking about the trades that he's taken over the last week or so on HUDI. Then Mike has a large cap Q&A at 2 p.m. All right, so at this time of the day, I'm focusing on gap and go strategy. That's out of chapter 7. So my hope is that we find something that is a gapper that holds and looks good for continuation, which is gap and go. All right, so not interested in BWV. We've got about 10 minutes to the top of the hour. HUDI, yeah, I have that one on side chart. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you make it bigger or make it smaller. It still seems to have descending resistance there. That just won't go away. Yep, it's still there. But if it can blast through that level over VWAP, that would look nice. So, well, I don't know if that'll happen, but we'll see. MSGM. Let's see how this one's looking. So MSGM, your high there was 13. Your high earlier was 14. It's pulling back a little bit. Looks like it already broke 10, which is a bigger pullback. DBGI, let me check that one for you. Right, recent reverse split squeezed up yesterday going into the close and then pulled back a little bit this morning. So it's kind of a descending resistance area as well on that one. Maybe over 550 it looks a little bit better, maybe. So my job each morning is to sit down, look at the gap scanner, and see if I can find a stock that is gapping higher that I think will continue that early move. Then I want to jump in on a pullback, ideally, although I will get in at $0.5 and whole dollars as it's surging up, but pullbacks are preferred, and then ride the momentum up to the next level. It's 8:52 right now, so we've got 8 minutes or so, 7.5 minutes to the top of the hour at 9 a.m. But I'm not really expecting news at 9 a.m. It's not impossible, but I'm not expecting it just since we haven't had a lot of really strong headlines at 9 a.m. recently. But you never know. It's always possible. Okay, let's see. High there was 1080. Tried a starter of MSGM at 1056. I want to try to buy this up. I added there at 1150. The thing I'm thinking on this is that if we can break back through 13, and it's not going to take a lot for that to happen, then we've got a pretty good setup. So watching over 1175 to add for the squeeze through 13. High that level. This is an ABCD pattern, by the way. High of this candle is 1140. So new order goes 1150 to add. So watching MSGM over 1150 for a squeeze up to 12. The rate of change is significant. Added right there at 11. Next add will be 1150. So the low of this pullback is about 10. And And the high of this level is right here, which is not bad. So 1159, 1294. And then we've got 14. So holding starter size on it and looking to add on the next pullback. This is a 1 minute pullback right here for the breakthrough 1150. And then looking for 12 and 13. Because this is a recent reverse split, I think it has potential to make a big move. It's a wild card stock. We'll see whether or not it happens. There's 1130. New order for me is 1150. So this could be a scalp opportunity over 1134 for the break of 1150. So the entry would be around 1134, and then would look for 1150 to break. My ad spots, I like to add higher. As they're moving higher, I like to add into those moves. I'll add lower sometimes, but I prefer to add higher. So we've got 1076 on the ask, 1075. I'm looking for the break back over 11. My average is 1095. No, I got to cut the loss at 10. It's just not strong enough. So it puts me red 1600. Lost about $1 a share on that from with small size from 1095 down to 995. Keep it on watch in case it curls back up. Pivot is going to be around 1150. So I'll leave a new order at 1150. 1,500 shares ready to go. Overall market, 387. Yeah, moving up. BWV too cheap for me, no interest. DBGI, yeah, that one's a maybe. Over 550, I would say. Yeah, I see that you do have ascending support there on HUDI. Kind of in a little wedge. Yeah, gap scanner is a little dull right now. I agree. Good morning. All right, top of the hour here. See if there's any news. Okay, so let's see. Uh, yeah, we've got about 25 minutes to the opening bell. So, reminder for those tuning in case you didn't already know, trading is risky. My results are not typical, so make sure you take it slow. All right, we'll see if Haman gets logged in today. I'm curious to see what he's looking at. I want to see if we can find some momentum, but it's been a little hard to find. Kala from yesterday. No, not still watching that one today. Not interested in it anymore. All right. Okay, so I have a guest on my morning show. Good morning.
Morning.
I
What's up,
hear
everyone? Good morning.
I hear an
Good morning.
echo. There you go. Hey, good morning.
There you go. Hey, good morning.
Oh, I still hear the echo.
Yeah, got to figure.
So I'm curious to hear what Max is looking at today. He's going to get his audio figured out. I still just okay. All right. Okay, there you go. Yeah. So I what do you think, Max? What are you looking at? How'd you finish yesterday? Were you red or did you make it back to green?
Yeah, I was pretty deep red yesterday. I lost, so I overtraded.
Okay.
I was on an 8-day green streak. I thought that I could come back and get to green, but I lost 14,000 yesterday. So that
Oh,
was,
oh,
yeah, that was pretty stupid of me.
that's a big
But
red day. Well,
yeah, we'll get it back.
you will. The money. In fact, you've already made it back. And let me just put this in your head. You've already made it back. You already have a winning strategy. All you have to do is stick to your rules for the next 3 weeks, 2 weeks. It's going
Yeah,
to be water under the bridge. So that's
yeah,
what you have to
for
do. You
sure.
just have to stick with your rules, follow the discipline. And I mean, I finished red yesterday too, 3,000, and I'm down 1,600 this morning. Um,
Yeah,
I'm trying, but I'm not seeing a lot that's sticking. So,
agreed.
what's the game plan
Agreed.
for
It
today?
feels pretty dead lately.
Yeah,
Yesterday, today, I guess Monday was the first day in a while that I actually felt that moves were, we were getting continuation on something
yeah,
like Vero and GCT. It was actually nice that we had some, I don't know, stuff that actually held up,
yep,
at least in my opinion.
yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens today and for the rest of the day. But
Oh, yeah,
BCTX had just released some news. I'm kind of watching that a little bit. That's another immunotherapy. It looks like another cancer related stock. I
okay,
know we had one of those yesterday as well, but
yeah.
a possible watch for me.
What's the float on it? Oh, it's 13 million.
Um,
Okay, a little high. I mean, not bad, but in this market, lower is certainly better. In a really
yeah,
bull
for sure.
market, it doesn't make as big of a difference, but
Definitely.
okay, yeah,
Haven't really had much time to look at anything else. I like the CPI numbers. I was pretty hopeful on that, but
yeah. Yep, overall, and
we'll see.
overall market is up nicely, so that's certainly good to see.
Yeah, definitely. I was
Jorge,
hoping we would see some sympathy somewhere else, but
yeah, I was hoping so too, but well, and we might still. It's still early. Jorge got a dip off of ascending support on HUDI around 920. Nice dip entry, up about 30 cents on it, 40 cents, but didn't really. I don't know.
yeah.
Didn't really rip through 10, which is I think what we were looking for. Hmm.
Hmm.
Did Hamong finish up early yesterday when we did he or did he come back?
Good question, actually. I'm not really sure. I think he posted on Twitter. I think he might have come back, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
But
Well, yeah, we have a number of recent reverse splits that have, they've done a recent reverse split, so floats have dropped, and I think I'm kind of waiting for one of them to come out with some good news. This MSGM, I saw it earlier on the scans when it went up to like 13, 14. I didn't trade it at that time. That was at like 7. Came back down all the way down to like $7. And then as it curled back up through 8, I sort of had it on side chart, and then it squeezed up from 9 in one candle up to 12.94. So I was like, whoa, okay, this one might have some potential. And then I tried to trade on it at like 852, 853 for the break of 1050. I got in at like 1050 and added at 11. It went to 1150, and then it dropped back to like $9. So I took a 1600. I took a full dollar share loss on that. It was a small size, but Good loss on that one, relatively in terms of cents per share.
Mhm.
And I think, the thing is, like, I feel like this is the right type of chart to get a big move on, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have news today. It was just technical. It's a reverse split. News, they push their earnings out. So, but technical can be good, but it wasn't enough, I
Yeah,
guess.
it definitely looks like a wild card kind of a stock though too.
Yeah.
Kind of one of those that Jess likes to trade, so you never really know what can happen with these. So definitely worth a try.
Yeah. Well, maybe, I don't know. But pretty light volume on it, and it didn't
Yeah.
didn't get follow through. And maybe stocks like Viru are going to be better to focus on. Not that I'd like it today, but Viru on Monday, for instance, where they have higher volume. It doesn't take much
Yeah.
for a recent reverse split to have high relative volume. Volume on
Mhm.
MSGM yesterday was only 11,000 shares, so it already has, even right now, 10 times relative volume. I mean, relative volume is super high,
Right.
but total volume is still light. Rate of change was
Yeah,
there,
of
but
course.
it's not continuing. So
I'm still waiting for the days that we actually have, 75% plus gappers
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
consistent moves.
Well, if you take out the two reverse splits, which you should, then your leading gapper is only
Yeah.
28%. So I like to
Right.
see the reverse
Exactly.
splits because they're good to look at, but uh, really the leading gapper that's not a reverse split is only 28%. So that's a pretty small gap.
One thing I noticed right now too from the scans is that there's almost no volume today.
Yeah.
That's kind of been a theme lately, but especially today though.
Yeah, highest volume. I mean, Viru on the gap down, 6.9 million shares. That's the highest,
Yeah.
which, you know, again, if you're going to just trade the volume, I guess you certainly could have traded this one off these off this pullback here. You got a nice break of 590 that gave you a move up to 620, 630.
Yeah.
In some ways, that actually was a cleaner move than most of what we've seen today.
Yeah. I
Feels
didn't
like,
notice that it moved up, but I kind of took it off my watch list though after I saw the huge
yeah,
gap down.
I know. I sort of felt the same. I want to see if Hamang had any suggestion on HUDI, but I don't see him logged in just yet. Maybe he's taking a day off. Maybe he looked at the scans and said no.
I'm sure he's got an opinion on HUDI.
Yeah,
He loves that one,
yeah, he does.
understandably.
Yeah, he's done well on it. All right, so BWV, $1.28. That one's cheap. So if anyone sees something that we're missing, let me know. We're in a lull for sure. So I'm on a little bit of a drawdown here. Down 3 yesterday, down 1,600 today, so it's 4,600. QNRX, pharmaceutical. Do you see what the news is on that one? Volume's pretty light. Earnings.
Is it just earnings?
Yeah, looks like it. It's up 24%. So high that candle was 15. It's not a very
I mean,
big
if it
move.
gets volume, I don't hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
The daily chart isn't, it's not terrible.
yeah, if you get some volume, starts to open up. Not sure. So if you tried to trade, question there, why don't you just try to trade, TQQQ and SQQQ? So one of the challenges here with TQQQ, for instance, so we get the CPI numbers and you get this instant spike. I mean, it was instantaneous, which really means you couldn't have taken really a trade right there. But then it did pull back, and you could have, from this point forward, considered trading it. So there has been some opportunity here from 1940 up to 20. One of the things that I've found is that trying to trade an index, you are fighting against high frequency trading algorithms, and those algos and the way orders go through, you have just so many big players that move huge amounts of money in and out. You get these flushes and pops, and unless you're willing to sit and hold a position for 20, 30, 40 minutes or something like that, I find it very hard to take quick breakout trades, quick dip trades, or quick scalp trades on an index or an ETF. I mean, it's just so rare that I find that that's clean. And that's how I like to trade, because when I got started trading, I was using leverage. I was trading with big size relative to my account, and I wanted to get in and get out quick. I didn't want to take the risk of holding something for a long time. I just wanted to do these quick little breakout trades. Get in, get out, get in, get out. And so that's kind of how I trained myself to trade. And even though I have a bigger account and I could just sit and hold something, I don't like to. And I think, Max, you're kind of the same. You're a pretty fast trader, right?
Yeah, definitely. My average trade time is like a minute and 30 seconds or something. So I'm in and out just like you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that you find what works for you, for your risk tolerance and everything else. I just find, and granted, obviously, red days aren't the most fun. So maybe today would I have been green if I instead was focusing on, an ETF or an index? Maybe I would be today. But I think generally I would probably, over the long term, not make as much trading those. And so I just don't put my focus on it. Again, though, that's just me, and Max, but I mean, it's your opinion to do what you'd like. Carvana, yeah, I don't have much interest in that one. Could get a reversal on the daily, but yeah, DBGI, I'll take a starter on that. Just a starter. This one, thanks for calling that to my attention, Justin. So the thing with DBGI is that this one squeezed up yesterday. So I'm going to watch this to add over 575. Added right there, 575. Now looking for 585, 590. This is a somewhat recent reverse split, right? So you can see this 5-minute chart breaking over $6 would be pretty nice. So let's watch for a possible add at 85 and 95 for the squeeze through 6. It only takes one, and the float on DBGI is like 500,000 shares. So it's not impossible that this could be the one. Let's see what it wants to do. My average is 55. High of this current candle is 580. So now watch over 575 for an add. Nice, Jorge. All right, so we've got a couple traders getting dialed in on DBGI. So I'm going to watch 575 for the add, and then I'm looking for 585, 590. So we've got 568 right now. It's up 10%. This is a 1-minute pullback. There's 63. So we're going to look for first 1-minute candle to make a new high. We've got about 70,000 shares of volume on those candles, which is pretty good. Hey, Danny, good morning.
Morning, guys. How's
Morning.
it going?
What's up, Danny?
Good. I'm getting dialed in on DBGI here for a trade through up to 6. I would like to see a break of 650. It's optimistic, but that's what I'd like to see.
I got a little bit chopped up on DBGI yesterday on when it was halting.
Okay. I'm watching here for a dip and then an add through 575.
I think the dips are the way to go.
All right, so let me see if I can get a dip on DBGI for the break of 575. Then I'm looking for 585, 590. All right, so we've got 62 by 67, 65, 68. Flat for now, $300. I'm going to just say breakout or bailout on it. It's probably going to go, but I'll just leave it alone for now. So a small winner on that one for the time being.
I took a fairly hefty red day yesterday, so
Where'd you finish?
like negative 1100.
1100. Okay. Max was down 14,000, so he would trade places with you pretty quick, I think. And I was
Yeah.
down 3,000.
Yeah,
I would also trade places with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
But okay,
Yeah,
that's worth
tough.
being aware of. Other traders saying red, and someone said that Haman came back and gave back some profit yesterday. So
Yeah.
okay.
I know Haman gave back about half of his profit, still ended up at about 3,000.
Okay. There's a hidden buyer on DBGI at 60 right now. I'm not quite confident enough to punch it because I'm just wondering,
I saw a 9,000 share bid at 55.
I saw that
as well.
too.
Mhm.
I don't love getting out like right after or getting back in right after I get out, but
Yeah,
sometimes I feel like that's a little
it
jumpy.
was higher.
But
Well, so let's see what it does here around 6.
yeah. So we could see short covering up here. Let's see how well it holds this area. All right, so now we've got, we did end up getting the resolution there up to 6, which is good. That was a nice, 40-cent move, 50-cent move. Added back at 92 right there for me. So I just took a smaller position on that to try to scalp through 6. I got a little profit at 602. And I'm back to flat on it. So added another $200 on that trade. It's not a lot, but it's something. And as sometimes these start getting going, the first couple trades will be a couple of scalp trades. And then if it starts to open up and get parabolic, that's when I can start to get more comfortable holding a bigger position. I kind of wish I'd punched it at that hidden buyer at 60, but oh well. Could have gotten it at 61 there. All right, so new high is 605. New order goes at 610. I'll give a 5-cent offset. Overall market strong. Probably have a target back up towards the 200 moving average on the overall market, but it needs to break 390 first. We're at 388.
Oh, wow, I'm seeing that. That's a nice gap up today.
Yeah, CPI numbers came in a little lower than expected. Double top at 615 right now
Nice.
on DBGI.
Then you've got your next daily level at just at 626.
Okay.
It'd be nice to see it pop over 6 at the open and hold it and then squeeze higher. But it's also fairly extended at the moment.
So technically that's a false breakout on the 1 because the 1 minute made a new high versus the previous, and then it came a little lower. So I have $500 of profit on DBGI and 1,600 in the red on MSGM. So I'm at minus 1,000 right now. Although MSGM is still on a side chart just in case it curls. And we only have 3.5 minutes to the opening bell. So we're coming right here into the open. So let's see at the open what kind of what kind of momentum we have, what ends up holding up. DBGI, MSGM, those are both on watch. HUDI is on watch if that one can get over 10. And that's about it for my watch list so far, but I'll be watching high day momentum scanner if something starts to pop up. So for those who have been tuned in on YouTube, thank you guys for being here. I hope you hit the thumbs up. I hope you're subscribed to the channel, and we'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. And hopefully we'll finish up the week with a small green day after a couple of choppy days here so far this week. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so